The massive golden ship of the Galactic Empire floated above Earth like a city in the sky. Commander Vex stood on the bridge, his forearms crossed behind his back. He looked at the blue planet below with satisfaction. Another primitive world to add to their collection. "Send the standard message," Vex ordered his crew. "Tell them they now belong to the Empire." The Empire had conquered thousands of worlds over 10,000 years. Every species they met had either surrendered immediately or been crushed within days. Vex expected Earth would be no different. Down on Earth, in a military bunker deep underground, General Tom Roberts watched the alien message play on the screen. The translation was clear: surrender or be destroyed. Around him, world leaders appeared on video screens, all watching the same threat. "How long do we have?" asked President Lisa Stone from Washington. "They gave us one Earth rotation," Tom replied. 24 hours. "Our weapons can't even reach that high," said General Ivan from Moscow. "Their ship is beyond our missiles." Tom turned to a young scientist standing quietly in the corner. "Dr. James, what about Project Thunder?" James pushed his glasses up nervously. "It's not ready for testing, sir. We built it for asteroid defense, not alien warfare." "But will it work?" "Theoretically, yes. But we've never fired it at full power." Tom looked at the world leaders on the screens. "It's our only shot. We built Thunder as humanity's last defense. Now we need it." President Stone nodded slowly. "Do it." High above Earth, Commander Vex relaxed in his command chair. His scanners showed Earth's primitive rockets and jets scrambling below. None could reach even halfway to his ship. He almost felt sorry for them. "Sir," his science officer called out, "I'm detecting an energy buildup on the planet's surface. It's unusual." "What kind of energy?" "Unknown, sir. But it's growing rapidly." Vex stood up, his confidence wavering slightly. "Show me." On the main screen, a point of light appeared in what looked like a mountain range. The energy readings climbed higher and higher, beyond anything Vex had seen from a primitive world. Deep inside Cheyenne Mountain, Project Thunder hummed to life. The massive railgun stretched for 2 miles through the mountain's core. Magnetic coils glowed white-hot as they charged. This wasn't just a weapon. It was humanity's determination given form. "Power at 60%, James called out, sweat running down his face. "We need more," Tom said firmly. "The coils might not hold." "They'll hold. They have to." The bunker shook as Thunder continued charging. Around the world, every nuclear power plant had been redirected to feed energy to this one weapon. Humanity was putting everything into one shot. 80%, 90. On the Empire ship, alarms started blaring. "Sir, that energy signature, it's directed at us." Vex's 4 eyes widened. "Impossible. No primitive species has that technology." "Sir, should we raise shields?" Vex hesitated. The Empire's shields drained enormous power. Using them against a primitive world would make him look weak, paranoid. His reputation would be ruined. "No," he decided. "Whatever toy weapon they have, our hull will handle it." It was the worst decision of his life. 100%. James shouted. "Firing!" The mountain exploded with light. A projectile made of tungsten and steel, wrapped in a magnetic field, shot upward at 20% the speed of light. The atmosphere split apart in its wake. The sonic boom shattered windows for 100 miles. Vex saw it coming, a line of fire rising from the planet like humanity's middle finger to the Empire. He had 1 second to regret his arrogance. The projectile hit the Empire ship dead center. Without shields, the golden hull crumpled like paper. The massive vessel split in half, its atmosphere venting into space. Secondary explosions rippled through its decks. On Earth, cheers erupted in every command center. But Tom stayed focused. Ready, second shot. Sir, their ship is already breaking apart. I said ready, second shot. We're sending a message. As escape pods fled the dying Empire ship, they received a transmission from Earth. It was simple. Humanity is ready. Come back anytime. Asterisk. 3 months had passed since humanity destroyed the Empire's first contact vessel. Earth had changed dramatically. The ruins of the Golden Warship had crashed into the Pacific Ocean, and human salvage teams worked around the clock to recover the advanced technology in an underground laboratory in Nevada. Dr. James studied a piece of alien metal under a microscope. The molecular structure was unlike anything on Earth. This changes everything, he muttered to himself. If we can understand this. General Tom Roberts entered the lab, his face grim. James, we need to talk. What is it? Our deep space monitors just picked up something. The Empire is coming back. James dropped his tools. How many ships? 50. The blood drained from James's face. Project Thunder had been partially destroyed firing that first shot. They'd managed to repair it, but against 50 ships? It was hopeless. Call an emergency meeting, Tom ordered. We need options. In the depths of space, Admiral Cross commanded the Empire's punishment fleet. He was different from the arrogant Vex. Cross had conquered rebellious worlds before. He knew not to underestimate an enemy, no matter how primitive they seemed. Analysis of the weapon that destroyed Vex's ship. He asked his tactical officer. A magnetic acceleration weapon, sir. Primitive but effective. They launched a projectile at incredible speed. Can they do it again? Unknown. But our shields can stop it now that we know what to expect. Cross nodded. We go in with full shields, full weapons. No mercy, no negotiations. The Empire's reputation must be restored. Back on Earth, world leaders gathered virtually for the emergency summit. President Stone looked exhausted. Options? Project Thunder can maybe take down 3 ships before they destroy it, Tom reported. We've built 2 more railguns, but they're smaller. What about the alien technology we recovered? Asked Prime Minister Jack. From London. Dr. James joined the call. I've made a discovery. Their ships use a quantum power core. If we hit it precisely, the explosion would be ... significant. How significant? It would take out everything within 10,000 kilometers. Silence fell over the meeting. Finally, someone spoke up. You're talking about suicide runs. Tom stood up. No, I'm talking about drones. We've been wrong this whole time. We keep thinking like they do. Big ships, big weapons. But humanity's strength isn't size. It's innovation. He pulled up a schematic. We build small drones, each carrying a Thunder-class projectile. They're harder to detect, harder to hit. We swarm them. How many can we build in time? President Stone asked. With every factory on Earth working together? Maybe 100. Against 50 ships? David beat Goliath with 1 stone, Tom said. We have 100 stones. The next 2 weeks saw humanity united like never before. Every nation, every factory, every able person worked toward one goal. Car manufacturers built drone shells. Computer companies provided AI guidance systems. Even toy factories repurposed their equipment to make components. Children collected scrap metal. Grandmothers assembled circuit boards. The entire planet became one massive war machine, not out of hatred, but out of determination to survive. Admiral Cross's fleet dropped out of hyperspace near Jupiter. His sensors immediately detected activity around Earth. Report. Sir, I'm reading. This can't be right. Over 300 small vessels launching from Earth. Fighters? Smaller, sir. They're drones? Cross laughed. They think toys will stop us? All ships advance formation. Swat these insects aside. But as the drones approached, something strange happened. They didn't fly in formation like military craft. They moved chaotically, randomly, like a swarm of angry bees. The Empire's targeting computers, designed to fight organized naval battles, struggled to track them. Fire at will. Cross commanded. Laser beams filled space, destroying dozens of drones. But for every one destroyed, 3 more seemed to take its place. They twisted, spiraled, dove, and climbed in patterns that made no tactical sense. "Sir," his weapons officer called out, panic in his voice. "They're not trying to survive. They're just trying to get close." Too late, Cross understood. These weren't warships. They were guided missiles. The first drone reached an Empire cruiser. The small projectile it carried punched through the shields weakened by constant firing. It hit the quantum core directly. The explosion was visible from Earth's surface, a new star in the daylight sky. All ships evasive action. Cross screamed, but there was nowhere to evade to. The drones were everywhere, a cloud of human defiance. One by one, Empire ships began to explode. Their advanced weapons, designed for ship-to-ship combat, couldn't handle hundreds of small, suicidal attackers. On Earth, Tom watched the tactical display. They were losing drones fast, but the plan was working. Second wave, launch. Another 100 drones rose from Earth, these cobbled together from whatever was left. Some were held together with duct tape and prayers, but they flew. Asterisk. Admiral Cross watched in horror as his fleet burned around him. 20 ships destroyed in minutes. His mighty dreadnought shook as another drone detonated against its shields. "Sir, we must retreat." His second-in-command pleaded. "No." Cross slammed his fist on the command console. "Activate the planet cracker. If we can't have Earth, no one can." The planet cracker was the Empire's ultimate weapon, a device that could split a world in half. It took time to charge, but once fired, nothing could stop it. On Earth, James detected the energy buildup immediately. "General, they're charging something massive." Tom studied the readings. "How long do we have?" "Maybe 30 minutes. "And our drones?" "We're down to 40. Not enough to break through to their command ship." Tom was quiet for a moment, then activated a private channel. "Captain Mike, you there?" A voice crackled back. "Here, sir. Is the Aurora ready?" "She's held together with spit and hope, but she fly." "Then it's time." The Aurora wasn't supposed to exist. Hidden in Area 51, she was humanity's first attempt at a spacecraft using salvaged Empire technology. She was ugly, untested, and probably wouldn't survive the flight. But she had one advantage. She could carry a very special payload. Mike Davis had been a test pilot before the invasion. He'd volunteered for this mission, knowing he wouldn't come back. As the Aurora launched, he looked at the photo taped to his console, his daughter, age 5, smiling at the camera. "This is for you." "Sweetheart," he whispered. The Aurora shot upward, her hybrid engines screaming. She wasn't built for comfort or safety. She was built for one purpose: to deliver humanity's last surprise dot in space. Admiral Cross noticed the new contact. "What is that?" "Unknown configuration, sir." It appears to be Empire technology mixed with human engineering." "Impossible. They couldn't have learned our technology so fast." But humans had always been fast learners. In 3 months, they'd reverse engineered enough to build this monster. The Aurora wasn't pretty, but she worked. Mike pushed through the drone swarm, using them as cover. Empire lasers scorched his hull, but he kept flying. The cargo bay held something special, not a weapon, but 20 tons of mining explosives wrapped around a damaged Empire power core they'd recovered from the crashed ship. Warning shot across their bow, sir. An Empire gunner asked. No, Cross ordered. Destroy it. But the Aurora was already too close. Mike could see the massive dreadnought filling his view screen. The planet cracker weapon glowed beneath it, almost ready to fire. General Roberts, Mike radioed. Tell my daughter I kept my promise. He pushed the throttle forward. On the dreadnought's bridge, Cross realized, too late, what was happening. All weapons fire, fire. The Aurora took it after hit, pieces flying off her hull. But momentum carried her forward. Mike's vision blurred from the Gi forces. His hand locked on the stick. Just a little closer, ... The Aurora slammed into the planet, cracker weapon just as Mike hit the detonation switch. The explosion was like nothing the Empire had ever seen. The mining explosives triggered the unstable power core, which set off a chain reaction with the planet cracker's charged energy. The dreadnought's entire lower section vaporized. Secondary explosions rippled up through the ship. Admiral Cross had seconds to contemplate his failure before his bridge exploded. On Earth, the command center erupted in celebration, but Tom remained silent. He watched as the remaining Empire ships began to retreat, their leadership gone, their ultimate weapon destroyed. Sir, James said quietly. We did it. No, Tom corrected. Captain Mike Davis did it. Make sure history remembers that. The retreating Empire fleet sent one final message to Earth. This is not over. Tom picked up the microphone to respond. No, it's not. But now you know. Humanity doesn't just fight back. We fight to win. In the weeks that followed, humanity began to truly understand what they'd captured from the Empire ships. A technology was decades, maybe centuries ahead. But humans had always been quick studies. Children who had collected scrap metal now studied alien mathematics. Engineers who had built drones now designed starships. Earth had been given a crash course in galactic technology, and humanity was an eager student. The Empire had expected to find another primitive species to conquer. Instead, they'd awakened something far more dangerous. A species that could adapt, innovate, and sacrifice. A species that turned their greatest weakness into their greatest strength. The galaxy would soon learn a new truth. Humans don't just survive. They thrived. 6 months after the Empire's retreat, Earth had transformed into a fortress world. Cities now had shield generators built from salvaged Empire technology. Orbital defense platforms circled the planet like steel guardians. But General Tom Roberts knew defense wasn't enough. Show me the shipyard progress, he ordered. On the screen, humanity's first true war fleet took shape. 20 vessels, each a hybrid of human innovation and Empire technology. They weren't as large as Empire ships, but they were faster, more agile, and armed with something the Empire had never seen, human creativity. Dr. James entered the command center with excitement in his eyes. Tom, we've done it. We've cracked their FTL drive. Faster than light? You're sure? We tested it with a probe. It reached Mars in 3 minutes. Tom smiled grimly. Then it's time we paid the Empire a visit. Far across the galaxy, the Empire's Council of Worlds convened in emergency session. The loss at Earth had shaken them. For the first time in millennia, a primitive species had defeated not one, but 2 Empire fleets. We should send the entire Grand Fleet, urged Counselor Zara. Crush them before they grow stronger. And leave our core worlds defenseless? Countered Counselor Dex. What if other species learn of our defeat? We could face rebellion everywhere. The debate raged for hours. They didn't know that humanity wasn't waiting for their decision. Captain Lisa Park commanded humanity's flagship, the Vengeance. She'd been a commercial airline pilot before the invasion. Now she led humanity's first interstellar strike force. The ships around her bore names that told Earth's story. Defiance, Phoenix, never surrender, and remember Mike Davis. All ships. Report ready, she commanded. One by one, 20 captains confirmed. Each ship carried a crew of volunteers who knew they might not return. But after seeing Earth nearly destroyed, they were eager for payback. Intelligence says the nearest Empire outpost is 12 light years away. Tom briefed them from Earth. It's a supply station, lightly defended. Your mission is simple. Hit them hard, take what we need, and show them humanity can reach them anywhere. Understood, General, Lisa replied. See you on the other side? The human fleet jumped to FTL in a flash of light. The journey that would have taken the Empire ships 3 days took the humans 3 hours. Their modified drives, enhanced with human engineering that prioritized efficiency over comfort, performed beyond all expectations. The Empire outpost orbited a gas giant, its crew of 500 managing supplies for the entire sector. They never expected an attack. Who would dare strike at the Empire's territory? Commander VOR was reviewing supply manifests when alarm screamed. What's happening? Ships dropping out of FTL, sir. Unknown configuration. Wait, it's impossible. The energy signatures match. Earth vessels? Before VOR could respond, the human fleet opened fire. But not with energy weapons like the Empire used. Humans had done something different. They'd combined their railgun technology with Empire power sources, creating kinetic weapons that could fire dozens of rounds per second. The outpost's shields, designed for energy weapons, crumbled under the barrage of hypersonic projectiles. Station sections vented into space. Surrender. VAR screamed into the communicator. We surrender. The firing stopped. Lisa's voice came through the speakers. Empire forces, you have 2 minutes to evacuate. We're taking your supplies, your technology, and your pride. Tell your council that nowhere is safe from humanity. Escape pods launched from the station as human boarding teams moved in. They took everything: weapons, food, medicine, and most importantly, the station's database containing star maps of the entire Empire. As the human fleet prepared to leave, they left one ship behind, a small drone broadcasting a message on all Empire frequencies. For 10,000 years, you've conquered species who couldn't fight back. You came to Earth expecting another easy victory. You were wrong. This is humanity's promise. For every attack on our world, we will strike back twice as hard. For every human life lost, we will take 10 of your ships. We don't conquer. We don't enslave. But we will defend ourselves and any species you try to oppress. The galaxy has a new guardian. Humanity is here. The Empire outpost exploded behind them as the human fleet jumped back to FTL. Their cargo holds full of advanced technology and crucial intelligence. Back on Earth, celebrations filled the streets. Humanity had proven they could take the fight to the enemy. But Tom and his advisors knew this was just the beginning. They'll come for us with everything now, President Stone said. Tom nodded. Let them come. Every battle teaches us more. Every salvaged ship makes us stronger. We're not the same species they attacked a year ago. He looked at the star map taken from the outpost. Hundreds of Empire worlds. Thousands of conquered species. We're going to free them all, he said quietly. Every last one. 1 year after first contact, the inevitable came. Every long-range sensor Earth had screamed the same warning. The Empire's Grand Fleet was coming. 500 ships, the largest military force the galaxy had ever seen. Tom Roberts stood in Earth's new orbital command station, watching the display. How long? 3 days, sir, James replied. They're not trying to hide. They want us to know they're coming. How many ships do we have? 50 combat vessels, 200 modified cargo ships, and about 1,000 drones. Tom was quiet. The odds were impossible. But then again, humanity had always faced impossible odds. "Send the evacuation order," he said. "Children and non-combatants to the Mars colony." "Sir, Mars can't hold that many people." "It won't have to. This ends here, one way or another." Across Earth, families said goodbye. Parents hugged children they might never see again. But there was no panic, no chaos. Humanity had learned to face death with dignity. In the factories, work continued non-stop. Every minute meant another drone, another missile, another chance. Workers collapsed from exhaustion, only to be replaced by volunteers. Earth had become one giant war machine powered by human determination. Captain Lisa Park led the human fleet to the edge of the solar system. They would make their stand near Saturn, using the planet's rings as cover. All ships, this is it. Today we show the universe what humanity is made of. The Grand Fleet dropped out of FTL in perfect formation. Admiral Supreme Krax, the Empire's greatest military leader, commanded from a dreadnought, twice the size of anything humanity had. "Humans," he broadcast, "you have fought bravely, but this ends now. Surrender, and we will be merciful. Fight, and we will erase your species from existence." Lisa responded by firing the first shot. The Battle of Saturn began with humanity's 1,000 drones swarming forward. The Empire had learned from their last encounter, their point defense weapons ready. Hundreds of drones exploded in the first minute, but humanity had learned too. These drones weren't just carrying explosives. Some released clouds of metallic chaff that confused Empire sensors. Others emitted false signals, making one drone appear as 10. A few carried something special, computer viruses designed by Earth's best hackers. Modified with knowledge stolen from Empire databases, the Empire fleet pressed forward, their superior numbers telling. Human ships exploded one by one, each crew fighting to their last breath. The Defiance rammed an Empire cruiser, both ships vanishing in nuclear fire. The Phoenix fought until her guns melted, her captain still screaming defiance as his bridge burned. But for every human ship destroyed, they took 2 Empire vessels with them. The debris field around Saturn grew thick with wreckage from both fleets. On Earth, Tom watched the battle with a stone face. They were losing, but slower than expected. "Is it ready?" James nodded. "The Prometheus is ready." The Prometheus was humanity's last secret. Built in hidden shipyards under the ocean, she was something new. A ship designed not just with salvaged Empire technology, but with complete understanding of it. Humans had spent a year not just copying, but improving. As the Empire fleet pushed past Saturn, heading for Earth, the Prometheus launched. She was smaller than an Empire dreadnought, but faster than anything her size should be. Her hull used a new alloy that human scientists had created, combining Earth metals with Empire materials in ways the Empire never imagined. But her true weapon was her crew. 300 humans who had spent the year studying every Empire battle, every tactic, every weakness. They knew Empire doctrine better than the Empire itself. The Prometheus dove into the Empire formation like a wolf among sheep. Her weapons, designed specifically to exploit weaknesses in Empire shields, tore through ship after ship. She danced between laser fire, her human pilot pulling maneuvers that would have killed any Empire crew. Admiral Krax watched in disbelief as this single ship carved through his fleet. Concentrate all fire on that vessel. But the Prometheus had one more surprise. Her captain, John Williams, had been a magician before the war. He understood misdirection. The ship the Empire was firing at was a hologram. The real Prometheus was already behind them, her weapons locked on Krax's dreadnought's power core. "For Earth," John whispered, and fired. The Grand Fleet's flagship exploded in a sun-bright flash. The explosion chain reacted through nearby ships. In seconds, the Empire's perfect formation became chaos. That's when Earth's reinforcements arrived. Not ships, but something else. Every satellite, every space station, every piece of orbital debris had been turned into a weapon. They activated together, a cloud of improvised missiles that struck the confused Empire. Fleet from every direction. The Empire had expected a military battle. Humanity gave them a bar fight, dirty, chaotic, an utterly unpredictable dot. When the dust cleared, the Empire's grand fleet was gone. 500 ships reduced to floating scrap. The survivors fled, carrying a message that would echo across the galaxy. Humanity could not be conquered. In the aftermath, as Earth counted its losses and mourned its heroes, a new age began. Other species, inspired by humanity's victory, rose against the Empire. The 10,000-year reign of oppression was ending, and at the center of it all stood humanity, bloody but unbroken, scarred but stronger. They had faced the impossible and won, not through superior technology or numbers, but through something the Empire never understood: the human spirit. General Tom Roberts stood in the ruins of the command center, looking at the stars. "What now, sir?" James asked. Tom smiled. "Now we rebuild. We help others gain their freedom. We explore, we learn, we grow. But most importantly, we make sure this never happens again. Think they'll come back? Let them try. Humanity is ready." Above Earth, the salvage crews were already at work, turning Empire wreckage into human ships. Children who had lived through the war grew up to become engineers, scientists, and explorers. Earth's first colony ships were being built, not for conquest, but for exploration. The galaxy had learned an important lesson. Humans were not to be underestimated. They adapted, they survived, and when pushed, they pushed back harder. The Empire's sudden warship had awakened something remarkable, not just humanity's capacity for war, but their capacity for unity, innovation, and sacrifice. The primitive species that the Empire had dismissed had become the galaxy's newest superpower, not through conquest, but through courage. And somewhere in the depths of space, on the Empire's ruined capital world, scholars studied the Battle of Earth, trying to understand how they had lost. The answer was simple, written in the debris field around Saturn: never underestimate humanity. The end. Asterisk.